Before Hurricane Helene tore through western North Carolina on September 27, 2024, Ward's fishing ponds in Swannanoa was a cherished haven, especially for children. Jeff and Cookie Ward had built a thriving, family-friendly destination where kids could cast their first lines, learn the joy of fishing, and create lasting memories around 3 pristine ponds. With a welcoming campground and a bustling fishing store, it was more than just a business. It was a place where families gathered and children found wonder in the outdoors. This is their story, a testament to resilience, faith, and the transformative work of Emerge Ministries, a beacon of hope for a community devastated by disaster. In 1962, Jeff Ward's father founded Ward's Fishing Ponds, a place where families from across the country gathered to fish, camp, and create lifelong memories. Under Jeff and Cookie's care, it grew into a beloved retreat. On weekends, holidays, and during fishing tournaments, the ponds teemed with anglers standing shoulder to shoulder, reeling in giant carp and catfish, often the largest catches of their lives. Children laughed, kids learned to bait their first hooks, parents relaxed, and the scenic beauty of Swannanoa wrapped every visitor in a sense of peace. But no one could have foreseen the catastrophe that loomed. Hurricane Helene, the most destructive storm to ever strike Swannanoa, unleashed its fury, leaving Ward's fishing ponds in ruins. The ponds were choked with mud, the campground was washed away, and the fishing store was reduced to a shell, its entire inventory lost. The Ward family, like so many others in the region, faced unimaginable loss. Yet, in the face of despair, hope emerged. Within days of the disaster, Shannon from Emerge Ministries connected with Jeff Ward and interviewed him.
I don't even know how to begin to describe what I'm looking at, but I want him to be able to share his story and be a voice. So go ahead, Mr. Jeff.
Okay, I've lived here for 57 years. I own 4 homes in here and a fishing business that is totally gone. There's nothing left. I'm 57-year-old. I've got a bad back. I ain't able to work a regular job anymore. I have no help to put this back.
Show us, tell us, explain to us what happened. Let's just show them.
Okay, we could show.
Okay, let's just show them.
Okay, this was a pond here at one time, and then we come down to these other ponds. There was a road that went across here.
Okay.
Now there's a river running through it. That was my business down there, the store business.
Was.
I had 3 rental properties over yonder and a campground that you can't see, it's on up in there. And then a trailer that you can't see, it's laying down there in the field. And then 3 houses here, they're all gone. I had a great fishing business for families to come out and enjoy and make memories, and I don't have that no more. I have no help. The water just destroyed everything. Everything's gone. And I don't know where to even turn.
Well, we have a big God. That's where we're turning.
I'm
That's what we're turning to.
I'm putting all my faith into Him.
Yeah.
To help me get past this.
Yeah. Yeah. If you just look around, you'll see over there a car just kind of in the mud. And
there's cars, there's campers, there's everything.
let's see. So this river used to not run through here. Is that what you're saying?
The river did never run through here. It run in behind them 3 rental properties.
It ran back there?
Yeah, in behind them.
Wow. And it came from up there.
Up in there.
What did you say happened?
They turned all the reservoirs loose on me, and the river rerouted itself and just destroyed everything.
Wow. This just to be, I guess, where people would sit by the river on that bench, huh?
This right here was right here they'd fish right here. I mean, kids would come and catch fish that they'd never caught a fish before in their life, and there's just all kinds of memories. It's all got. There's nothing left to, for them. There's people coming in wanting to fish, and I said, I don't even have a pond no more to fish. I said, I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. Wow.
But and everybody I turn to, there's no help. They say they are no funds, which they have helped before, but this time there's no help.
We know where our help comes from, and it comes from the Lord. And we're just believing that He's going to send exactly what you need. And I look at this and I see that this was not here before. I can't even understand it. I begin to fathom that. It ran, you said, behind those 3 trailers?
That river run in behind them 3 trailers.
So not only have you lost your home, you've lost the way that you make a living, you've lost everything you've worked for your whole life, and now you have a river running through.
My dad built this in 1962. 1962, he built these ponds for the people to come and fish. And when he passed away, I promised him I would make it better, and I did. But now I got nothing. I don't know what to say.
Mr. Jeff, I am sorry. And we're just believing that God's people that hears this, God's going to work through them. He provides it all. Thank you for sharing your story.
Within a few days of Shannon from Emerge interviewing Jeff Ward, a wave of volunteers descended on the property. With unwavering determination, they began clearing mud and debris from the fishing store, sifting through the wreckage to salvage what they could. The store, as these images show, was devastated, a stark reminder of the long road to recovery ahead. Emerge Ministries and some local volunteers didn't stop at the store. Their team of skilled, heavy equipment operators volunteered their time and machines, excavators, bulldozers, and skid steers, to wrestle the Swannanoa River back to its original banks. Even in the biting cold of winter, with snow blanketing the ground, they worked tirelessly, hour after hour, to restore the land. Within a single week, remarkable progress was made, though the river's full restoration remained a work in progress. Shannon from Emerge went back to talk to Jeff Ward so he could give her the good news of the work that had been done.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so I am back here today with Mr. Jeff Ward, and you remember him, the river's running through his property and has taken everything, his livelihood, his home, all the things from him. And it's so overwhelming because the river actually rerouted. But I wanted to give you guys an update, and I was just going to let Mr. Jeff share what God has done in the last week.
So we have got machines have come in, and we're starting to slowly put things back together as much as possible. But I'm seeing some light at the end of the tunnel.
Thank you, God.
I feel like I feel a lot better than I did the other day because I see stuff starting to happen around here that I wasn't seeing a week ago.
That's
And
only God.
I believe in that.
So what is actually happening? Like we are trying to fix the river.
We're trying to put the river back, which it's a progress going on right now. That's the first step of putting everything back, is to get the river off the ponds, and then we'll set in on the ponds. But right now we just got a big task ahead of us to get the river off of us. But it's coming together.
Okay, so what about your home? Tell us about that.
The home has been completely gutted, and we're waiting on it to dry out, and all materials is starting to come in, and I'm hoping we might get back in it within the next month. I'm hoping.
I hope so too, Mr. Jeff. Well, I just want to thank God for what he has done and what he's going to continue to do. And it is going to be a long process, but I believe God is going to continue to send you help.
Yeah.
I just see God's favor.
I'm seeing it myself. I really am. And with you and God, it's been a godsend to me.
It's definitely not me. It's all God. I definitely can't do this. I promise.
He put you here to see me.
Well, I'm thankful to see what he's done, and I'm thankful to see that sparkle in your eye and the hope that I see that wasn't there last week. So thank you, God, for that.
As Jeff shared in an emotional interview, the volunteers' efforts extended beyond the ponds. Emerge Ministries also began rebuilding the Ward family's home, which had been severely damaged by the flood. These images capture the progress, walls being repaired, debris cleared, and hope being restored. While their home was under repair, Jeff and Cookie found refuge in a Forest River camper on their property, graciously provided to keep them close to their land and their dream. Outside that camper, Shannon sat down with Jeff and Cookie to hear their story of loss, faith, and gratitude. Their words reflect the heart of this recovery, not just of a fishing spot, but of a family and a community lifted by the selfless work of Emerge Ministries and the grace of God.
Whenever this happened for y'all, like, what did y'all see it coming? Did you know? Like, I didn't really hear that part of your story as far as did y'all evacuate to where? And
Well, the thing was, I've been around for 57 years and never seen water where it got. And we didn't evacuate. We stayed because I've never seen water where it got to. And by the time
we never seen water in our house.
really,
Never.
Never. This house right here is I was born and raised in.
Yeah, this house
And
never
it
seen
has
water.
never seen water up
and
this
you
end.
were raised there.
Raised there, yes, sir.
Wow.
And I said, well, when the flood hit, I knew we was going to get water. You know, we was going to get some flooding, but I didn't realize to the magnitude that we got. But we didn't evacuate. It was one of my friends that fished here. He was a retired arson investigator and rescue worker, and he had got a hold of me and told me to get out because all the rescue workers had left Swannanoa. So by the time he called, and I called my son and got to get his family out, and my brother, the water was already waist deep at my house.
Here.
Here.
Waist deep.
Yeah.
When we went when we went out the door, I was shocked to see the water was already waist deep. I couldn't even see the steps.
Wow.
I said, "Oh Lord, what am I going to do?" And all I knew was to jump because I couldn't see the steps, so I just jumped. But that water was strong. I mean, I literally had to pull myself around the truck to get in the door. It was so
It was
strong.
pulling you.
Yeah, it was like rushing. I couldn't believe it. I just knew we was going to die. I mean, I know it was only waist deep.
Yeah.
But
That's scary.
yeah. And then we get down the road here to try to get out, and there's another little lake down the road, and it was way up in the road, and it was already rushing there, and it was a splashing over the hood of the truck.
Really?
I didn't think we was gonna make it.
Oh.
My son calls my phone and says, "Tell Daddy to stay right in my tracks." Said, "Do not get out of them." And I had it on speakerphone, and Jeff heard him. And I don't know what happened, but I get chills every time I tell this.
Mm.
That water separated like this behind my son's truck, and me and Jeff went through it. And I looked up and said, "Thank you, Lord," because I knew He done it.
Yeah.
I really did know He done it.
Yeah.
And then we ended up sitting up at the little tire store in Swannanoa on the hill while all of it was happening.
Really?
Yes, in the truck with 4 little puppies. We were soaking wet. It was cold.
That's where all the rescue workers was at that day before they started going out and rescuing people.
Yeah.
We was sitting there with them.
Oh, wow. How long were y'all there?
Probably, I would say probably 6 hours before we got to come back down. But then we'd come back by the pond and it was still probably run across the road probably about 2 foot. And we come on back in here. And by the time when we got in here, the water was still up in here. And and we actually watched a tree go through our building that and hit the window, and that's what caused all the damage to our building.
What building?
Our store building
Your
down
store.
here.
Yeah, I've never been over there. I see it across the way.
You can get there now.
I
It's-
can. I'll have to go look at it.
You can now.
Yes. I
And-
want one of
and
your
it's been-
burgers one day.
Oh yeah, those are pretty famous.
I heard they were.
They were. Did you?
So a tree flew and hit and went.
Yeah, the whole tree come down, and the water was holding. The building was holding water out of it. We was getting some water into it through the door, but there was no water going into it. And as soon as the tree limb hit the window and busted the window, it was just like you pulled a stopper on a bathtub, and the water started swirling and went into it.
Mm.
And then the damage was done then.
It's sort of swirling inside the building.
Well, you know how you pull a stopper and the swirl comes in?
Yeah.
It's right outside the window that swirl come in. And then it sort of just faded away.
And at what point did you realize that the river had rerouted?
I didn't go look. My son had told me that the river had rerouted, but I didn't want to go look.
Yeah, I bet.
And then I think it was about 2 weeks before I actually went up there and looked to see how bad it was. And then I just couldn't believe it, how bad it had rerouted. The river had rerouted through my property. But we have put it back in its bank, and we're on our way to recovery.
Mm. So as far as the river rerouting and your fishing ponds, like how did that affect them?
What do you mean?
Like you said that people down the road were saying that your fish were.
Yeah, all my fish had went down, and my dad had been through a lot of floods, and so he had back in the early days he had trout. So when it flooded, the trout went into the rushing water, so he lost all his trout. And when he put the ponds back together, he decided what will stay if the river gets up and it overflows it. It don't bust or anything. He said, and they told him, said carp and catfish will stay low and they won't leave. But when it bust and it just sucks them out of there, and then they went down the river and then got into calm waters. And then as the river receded, they laid there and flopped them.
Mm.
And was gone.
That he was the guy that was here a while ago. He was right about how the fish bit down the lake all the
Really?
time. Yeah, you could catch the catfish that way, the carp. It didn't matter which lake you was in. You were going to catch fish. Jeff would always tell him, if you can't catch a fish here, you need to quit fishing.
The fishing wasn't your forte.
Yeah.
And I remember you telling me that day that you promised your dad that when he passed away, what did you tell him?
I told him I was going to fulfill his dreams to the point that he wanted, and I almost had it there. And I'm hoping I can do it again.
Oh no, you will. You will. God's gonna do it. God's gonna do it. It's gonna be better than before.
But we just lacked one thing from him, making his wishes fulfill, and that was making that gazebo.
So anyway, I remember you saying that. It touched me so much. But I also remember you saying kids would come here
Yeah,
and they would catch a fish.
and they bring their mom and dad or their grandparents, and they'd catch fish, and they'd just make memories. It was a great thing. We had, I mean, you ask him kids about it, and you ask them if they caught one, they say, yeah. I said, how big? And they would show, they go like this, and they keep going out like this.
Yeah, and they
I said, you
always
catch one that big? Yeah, I caught one that big. They'd make their mom and daddy get their video phone out to show me the picture of him. I said, that's a good one. I said, you keep him? No, we put him back. But it was a lot of memories down there. Lots.
And I remember you saying you could be in the backyard and you could hear laughter or if somebody like
Yeah.
excited because they caught a fish.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so quiet. It's always quiet around here, always. But if that happens, you can either hear Jeff laughing or somebody else laughing around the lake or hollering. Yeah, they get up. You couldn't hear nothing, but we'd all be laughing.
Mm. And I remember you saying that first day, you said, no one will help. They tell me that there's no funds.
No funds.
And
Yeah.
now I've got your words. Now I've got nothing. And then 1 week later, came back and saw you. And then what had happened?
We had got the river off of us and put it back in its banks, and now we're getting closer every day. I'm hoping by the end of January, 1st of February, that we should have water back in the ponds
Yay!
and fish coming.
Ah.
So
That'll be good. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
so the guy that brings my fish to me said, I'll bring them in here. There'll be no charge.
Oh, that's so beautiful. And what you said, you just got a phone call. You said you were feeling a little down again.
Yeah, I was feeling a little down, and then Terry from Merge come down last weekend, and told me that he had a crew gonna come in with two track hoes and a bulldozer that's gonna donate 100 hours to my property, and he had another man gonna come in and donate another 50 hours of his track hoe for the next week. And then I said, well, I got even better news. I said, I got a person that fishes here that will donate a traco as long as I need it.
Ah, so the donated traco as long as you need it.
As long as I need it. He said, I'll pay for it.
Yay!
So it's been a blessing.
Ah, that's so wonderful.
See, God is working every day.
It is. He has worked miracles.
100 hours.
100, well, actually 150 hours. Because that other man said 50 hours as well. After that one crew leaves, and he's going to come in and get 50 hours. And then I'll have that other machine as long as I need it.
And how about your home?
My home, within the next 2 or 3 weeks, I should be back in home. It's coming along very quick with a friend of that's helping me, Jimmy Bradley, and his family has been a tremendous help. So has Merge by helping me get materials that I need to get it back together.
God showed up.
And God showed up to help us put it all back together.
Yes. Wow.
It seems like he shows up every time we need something.
Right when you think, oh my goodness.
Yeah, what are we going to do for everything else? Yeah. And he's like, I'm right here, Cookie. I ain't left you.
Mm.
Him and God showed up big time, Jeff.
Yeah.
And emerge.
And all this put together is we're putting it back. We're putting it.
We're just about back in our home. Yeah.
And it is going to be better than before.
But I've had kids come and they wouldn't even have enough money to fish. I said, get on out there and fish. Just go fish. Just have it. I want you out there. That was good. That was real good. And then have their parents there and them catching fish as well, them taking pictures and making memories. I told many of them, I said, these kids will never forget this right here. Never. I really believe that. I said, when they grow up and become adults themselves, I said, they'll remember that you took them out there and fished.
That's the way we wanted it here too. I mean, people would bring their kids down here and just turn them loose and leave and go do whatever they were going to do, and just leave their kids here
They knew
fishing.
they were safe. And
Yeah, yeah, that happened all the time. Yeah,
Yeah.
they knew they'd be okay here. Not anymore.
Hey, it's coming back.
It's coming.
Yeah,
It's coming back. I'm going to get that cheeseburger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I believe it's coming. I believe within the next year we'll be there.
Well, a lot of this would never happen either if Jeff hadn't met you.
No, that was only God.
Well, God had to send you to me.
Mm.
He really did. And I know it was God that done it, but you had to show up for him to show up. I really believe that. And I'm so grateful that you have showed up.
I'm very thankful also. I really am.
We wouldn't be nowhere on our house either if it wasn't for you.
I
and
don't
letting
think
us-
so. God, he would have did it. He would have did it
Well,
some other kind of way.
Thank you.
You would have done it, but I believe with you here that things really has happened a lot faster than I thought it would.
Mm.
I mean, we're not going to be out in the cold for the winter. No, we're going to be in
And
our
I mean,
house.
it looks like you'll be in your house for Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah. I think God had to teach me how to depend on him more.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I've always believed in him, but I never believed that he could help me so much.
Wow.
But I wished I'd came to this conclusion a little sooner in my life. But
Well, you know, God
it's
takes
never
bad
too
things and he
late.
makes them good.
Yeah.
You know, and if he took something as horrible, devastating as this to reveal himself to you and to create a new relationship with you,
Yeah.
I mean, that's beautiful.
Yeah. He has created a new relationship with me.
That is beautiful.
I never trusted him as much or leaned on him as much as I have since this has happened.
Wow. And we
Yeah.
have seen him provide over
Oh yeah,
and
over and over. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Seems like it just he's just doing it every time we turn around. Yeah, and I'm thankful too. He knows how thankful I am.
Yes.
I never thought I could trust him so much, but I believe that now.
In all things. That's all we can do is trust him.
Yeah, and that it's going to work out.
That's right. And I think of the first day that I met you, sitting on that log in the backyard.
Yeah, that's my
Broken.
favorite place to see it in
Yes.
my backyard.
Yes. I remember how broken you were. It's just good to see a smile. Y'all have
I
made
know
my day.
it is something to celebrate
It is.
because I didn't think we'd get this far this quick, and it's really coming together. Yeah, and I'm not going to be out in the cold for the winter.
Right. Right.
God be the glory.
Yeah, to God be the glory.
Yes.
Thank you, Lord.
Yes.
I'm excited.
You'll be excited when those fish get in the ponds,
When the
right?
fish get
Yes.
in the pond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll be excited when you get in your house.
Yes. Yes.
See, I'm not at home as much. If I'm down, if I got ponds to worry with, I'm down there most of the time. I come home, sleep, and I get right back up and go back at it. I mean,
And eat. Yeah,
I
Don't
eat,
forget that.
sleep. Yeah.
but I put a lot of time into the ponds, which I it's like I told Terry. I said, don't worry about the water because I took 2 years of water classes on how to manage fish and manage water. So I am very knowledgeable on water and fish.
That's exciting.
Hmm.
I'm just happy.
Aerial footage showcases the river now flowing safely within its strengthened banks. Devoted volunteers labored tirelessly to fortify the levees, complete the ponds, and ensure the river is better contained than before the floods. Seven new gazebos now grace the pond areas, adding charm where none stood before. Freshly planted grass is sprouting, signaling new life. Soon, the ponds will be restocked with catfish and carp, revitalizing them and drawing families back to fish and enjoy these cherished spaces as they once did. Dr. Terry Norris was able to sit down with Jeff and Cookie Ward before opening day, followed by a brief interview with Shannon, the catalyst of this whole project.
The documentary that you've been watching, we really didn't set out to do this. It started out and I wanted a 3.5-minute clip, and we sent it to our media team, Scott Murphy. And I was going to give it to Shannon, who he mentioned a while ago, who has been with us for over 10 years. And I was going to give it to certain people across the United States, because Shannon's from Louisiana, had people from Wisconsin. And I was going to make a little 3.5-minute video. And my media guys called me one day and says, Terry, you got to come see this. We can't tell this story in 3.5 minutes. I says, no video is longer than 3.5 minutes. So I went over there and watched what the guys had put together, and I sat in front of that video, and I really wept at what they had put together. And he said, "Can you finish shooting so we can finish the story?" So today we're actually doing the last shot before opening day. Our last shot will be opening day, but we're actually doing the last interview before opening day. So we actually started a documentary backwards. We started out to make a little short 3.5-minute video that has turned into a 45 or more minute documentary. And people say, well, Terry, are you going to use it to raise money? Yes. But Billy Graham said something to a young lady who became really famous one time, and she asked Billy Graham, and the Graham family I've become acquainted with, but he was asked this question. She said, what do I need to be successful in ministry? And he said, you need Jesus and you need money. And so, yeah, part of this documentary is to help raise money so we can help. But the main thing is that so you can be restored and healed in your faith, because if God can do this right here in 6 months, and professionals said it couldn't be done, and God sent an army of his people, this whole thing was done just about with all believers, weren't it?
Yes.
So
Yes.
99.9% of them were Jesus people working every day for free. And I mean, they did it for free, and accomplished what everybody said couldn't be accomplished. So yes, the video is to raise money, but it's also to show you when you are told by God to move, you move, and he will move, and he will perform miracles, and he will do the impossible. He's done it in our lives, and he'll do it in yours. So I just thank you for taking the time to watch this documentary, and hope you enjoyed the footage from opening day, and I hope you've enjoyed the whole documentary of where we started and where we ended up at, and it's all because of God and his son, Jesus Christ. So until next time, y'all be blessed, and may God's grace and mercy follow you all the days of your lives.
So, I'm doing just a little interview with Shannon, me and Shannon and her husband. Shannon's from Louisiana, and we've been doing ministry together since 2016. We've done a lot of disasters. This has been a little different and a little special. And so, as you've seen earlier in the documentary, and as you heard the interview that I did with Jeff and Miss Cookie earlier in the video, Shannon is the one that they were discussing. And I wanted to ask Shannon the same two questions to kind of finish up the video before opening day. So I want to ask you the same two questions I asked them and I ask of myself. What's the saddest moment that you spent over here, and what's the most joyous moment you've spent over here?
Well, for me, definitely the saddest was the very first day. The very first day that I pulled up and I met Jeff and we stood, and when he was telling me about this place and whenever so emotional, whenever he said that he promised that he would make it better than before, he promised his daddy he would make it better than before, and that he don't have any help and that no one would help him. And then he said, I got nothing. I think at that moment, God got a hold to my heart, and I just knew that this was not too big for God, and that he was going to restore this place and their lives and their home and but it was that moment whenever he said, I got nothing, that I knew God was going to show him he had more than before. That was the saddest moment.
What was your most, and we talked about that, and we talked about, he was talking about that when you said,
Really?
and Judy came over and you says, well, let's call Terry.
Yeah, well, the thing is that I called a few people.
I know, yeah.
I said, okay, let's see what God does. And so I called a guy that had been going around and doing things, and he came out here, and I was like, well, what'd you think? And that's not what we're here. We can't do that. That's not going to happen. No one's going to do that. It's
Yep,
too big.
too big.
Called someone else, and I said, I need you to come look at this. This is devastation, and it's a lot of work, but let's see what can we do. They came out, they looked at it. That's not why we're here. Can't do it. Can't help you. Too big of a job. Nobody's going to do that. And I said, Judy, I'm going to call Terry.
And Judy's my wife.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah. And I was like, she was embracing you in the backyard, and that was another whole sad moment to see Miss Cookie and the state she was in. And whenever I called you, I said, Terry, I need you to come see this. You won't believe it. You got to see it with your own eyes. We got to help them. We got to. And it's a lot, but it's not too big for God. And I'm so thankful. In fact, that's what I was just telling Willis. I'm so thankful that God did in your heart what he did in my heart.
He did. Yeah, he did.
I am so thankful that he laid on your heart, okay, we have to do something.
Yeah.
We have to do something.
We showed
Where
it.
this looks impossible, it's not too impossible for God. I mean, like, he is God and we are not. And this is nothing for him. And I'm so thankful that God did that in your heart.
So what's
also.
your most joyous moment?
Honestly, there's so many. Do you want just one?
Yeah.
I would have to say when I pulled up on this trip.
Today.
Today was this week. And I saw Jeff and Miss Cookie, and their voices were different. The way they looked was different. And the hope that they had.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever I heard last night that Miss Cookie had planted flowers behind the gazebos.
Yeah, we showed them earlier.
Whenever I heard that, it just told me there's life, there's hope, there's newness, there's joy of what's to come, instead of dreading there's what else is there? Look what God has did. And I know that I told Jeff that day, whenever he said, I promised my daddy it'd be better than before. I said, God's going to make it better.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to make it better than before. And when we came, and God had sent all of these gazebos,
Mm-hmm.
and Jeff said, it's better than before.
Yep. We talked about that a while ago. We didn't just rebuild it and restore it. We made it better than it was before.
Yeah.
And God just showed off and showed up. And so I appreciate your friendship and the support that you've always given Emerge, even when you've had to, because I didn't really want to come that day because I was so busy. And I said, Shannon said, Terry, you got to come look.
You have to.
And when I came over here and saw Miss Cookie, I said, okay, I'm done.
Yes. I'm so thankful God did that.
Oh, I'm thankful for you and all the help you've done. And as I was telling them, that you can't see it now, but there's hundreds of Christians that are behind us that have been here serving.
Yes.
They're right back here. I mean, hundreds, literally hundreds have been and done this job. We just happen to be the people that get to speak about what God has done through them. And so we're so privileged to be able to explain what those people have done in the name of Jesus.
Yes.
Amen.
It's been so beautiful, and what a beautiful journey.
Oh, what a beautiful journey. So y'all continue to journey with us and help us as we move forward here in Western North Carolina.
The story of Ward's Fishing Ponds is a powerful tale of devastation reborn as renewal, showcasing the strength of faith, community, and generosity. As we've followed the pond's inspiring revival, where families now gather once again to fish and create lasting memories, we invite you to support Emerge Ministries in their mission. In the meantime, enjoy these vibrant images from Ward's Pond opening day.
Everybody that put this back together, it was a community effort, Emerge, and all the rest that were involved with it. It was unbelievable, and it's so nice to see something back that we thought we'd lost forever.
You have been coming here a while.
Yes, we've been here for 3 years. We're practically kind of like a part of the family with them because we've been going here for years with my sons and daughters, and coming here, we were very, very excited when we heard that you guys open again, and looking forward to catching a ton of fish. We love you guys. And huge thanks for Emerge for putting your time and love into this, and we are very excited. Thank you very much.
All right, you gonna cast it?
I'm getting ready to anyways.
Here you go.
Ready for a big one.
All right, I'll come back and see the big one you caught. Oh man, how long have you guys been coming out here?
It's our first time.
Yes.
First time?
Yeah,
First time.
I've come here since last year.
Okay. So you saw it before and now after?
Yes. It looks a lot, I wouldn't say a lot better, but it looks really good. It definitely was one of the better spots here around the area before the hurricane, but it's back to looking really good.
Got in there, sir. I mean, it looks good. Can I have a bite?
You see, that's shrimp and hot sauce.
And you're using that to catch the fish?
Yeah,
What is it, chicken?
yeah, chicken and Kool-Aid, cherry Kool-Aid.
You're lucky. No wonder you're catching so many.
And some is fish.
Huh?
And some is
Oh yeah, we got a
fish.
whole fish out in the car, what we are feeding to another fish.
Oh. Wow.
Well, we've tried a little bit of Chad,
From?
Brevard, North Carolina.
Oh.
We come a long ways to come over here, and we thank Merge for redoing it.
Yep.
Thank you, Merge. We appreciate you.
Oh.
Emerge Ministries, driven by faith and compassion, has been a lifeline for Swannanoa. Beyond Ward's fishing ponds, they are rebuilding homes for countless families who lost everything to Hurricane Helene. Families who will never be charged a dime for the help they receive. But this mission comes at a cost. Emerge has ordered homes for those in need, yet lacks the funds to fully pay for them. 90% of every dollar donated to Emerge Ministries goes directly to restoring lives, rebuilding homes, and renewing hope. Your support can help rebuild homes and restore hope for families across Swannanoa.
As most of y'all probably know by now, my name's Dr. Terry Narse, and I'm co-founder and executive director of Emerge Ministries, and I hope you've enjoyed watching this video and what God has done here in Western North Carolina through Emerge and its vast network of volunteers from over 40 states across the country, and to a lot of the locals that help too. But we need your help. There's 3 to 5 more years of work to be done here. And so any donation that you can make, please go to emerge4unity.org and contribute. And you can do it financially, you can begin to pray for us, or you can go on our website and volunteer to come help us as we build many more houses over the next 3 years across Western North Carolina. And as I always say, and I'll say it again, may God's mercy and grace follow you all the days of your life. And thank you so much for your blessings that you have given to Emerge Ministries over the years. Thank you.